All right, yo, what up, everybody? Welcome in, arch rivals, the Exec and Blaze. You already know, getting ready to go into the month of November. You know what I'm saying? Off to a good start. Well, my team's off to a good start this football season. The guy to my left, not so much. Blaze, what's good with you?
Oh, everything good with me. I told you, man, you can't get underneath my skin
I'm not trying
until
to
the
get
new
you.
regime. Listen, man, until the new look, the Washington jokes don't bother me, bro. They don't bother me because, like I said, you can get on me once we clean house and bring in a new regime. That's when I'll be excited and giddy, and so forth, and talk all my trash. But now, I mean, this is still under you know who, so don't bother me. Trust me, it don't. I
Hey,
promise you, it doesn't.
let me tell you.
Now we're getting into the part of the season where I'm probably going to start betting against them because I did that in the past. I
Yes, you
made
have.
somebody. Hey, I'm just being honest with you. Yeah, I have no problem with
And
that.
then listen, money is the
so,
bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of money, there's
hmm,
new sports book bars popping up all over the
hmm,
Washington D.C. area, and I need to
they
get down
really
there
are.
and check a
Hmm,
couple of them out. You know, and the reason how
hmm.
I know because my son has been calling me every day now,
Oh
asking
wow.
me what I'm betting tonight, right? And then Blaze, this is the crazy part, right, Blaze?
Mm.
He's the type of how young bettors do. They want to turn $5 into 1,500. So he's reading me. So Blaze, he's reading me off 8, 9 leg parlays, all favorites, right? All favorites, no point spreads, all favorites, right? And then I'd be like, well, Jaden, you gotta look at you gotta take into consideration the point spread, you gotta take into consideration injuries, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like,
He,
okay,
he, yeah, he
he
know.
said, but no, I got 2 tickets. He said, I got a ticket with underdogs and I got a ticket with guarantees. I said, read to me your guarantees. He said, Philadelphia, Dallas, Arizona. No, he said Philadelphia, Dallas,
Baltimore.
Jacksonville, right? He said Philadelphia, Dallas, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Kansas City, San Francisco, right?
Oh, Kansas City and San Francisco.
So
Oh,
before the game, I said, Jaden, it sounds like guarantees, but you never see an NFL
oh yeah,
Sunday when all the
yeah.
favorites win. So really, you're
Absolutely.
just donating to that place. You don't know
Hmm.
how to do this yet. Oh, now
Hmm.
you know somebody 22 years old plays. Oh no, I got it, I got it. Then he says to me, "Well,
Let them have it.
you like 76ers or you like I like that you check the injury report?" He was like, "No."
You definitely got it. Let me tell you something with that NBA, young man. Well, you definitely got to check Roto World NBA player news before every NBA game. You will get smashed if you don't. I'm
Really?
telling you, that's the best advice I can give you as far as NBA. If you don't, it's not that easy. You gotta check for injuries and and so forth and stuff like that. You have to Roto. So let me throw this out there for you, young man. RotoWorld.com is going to pop up as NBC Sports. Click on NBA player news and go from there before you start. I'm just telling you, that's the best advice I can give you, man. Other than that, hey Corey, you're gonna be in the poorhouse, bro. I'm telling
Yo,
you, man.
Blaze, let me tell you, I'm gonna read to you this parlay ticket that he sent me last night, and I'm sitting up there. I'm like, well, I'm getting into it. I'm like, well, maybe
Mm-hmm.
this has a shot, right? He
Mm-hmm.
had now listen. He had right here it goes right here. He had the Lions money line, the Pacers money line, which okay, the ticket is already done. Speaking of the
Hallie
Pacers,
Burt.
I like the Pacers a lot this year.
Me too. You know
Um,
Hallie Burt. That's my guy.
he was
Tyrese
balling,
Hallie
yo.
Burt. Yes,
So it
sir.
was Lions, Pacers, Celtics, Nets, Raptors, Nuggets, Heat, Pelicans,
Mm,
Pistons,
mm,
Mavericks, Phoenix
mm.
Suns. $2 to win $806.
But you know what, Corey? Hey, look, man. Seriously, man. In his defense, though,
But it's fun, son. Yeah,
hey,
it's a
hey,
lottery
but
ticket.
look,
Yeah.
but look. I'll say this much, but he is still young. I just hope he don't make this into a habit. It's a terrible habit. It really
Yeah.
is. You know that, and I know
What's
that.
worse things you can do with $2? Put
But
it like
but right now he's staying within his budget.
yeah, there you
What
go.
I'm afraid of is he's gonna pop one of those. He gonna pop one, and he gonna think, and you know what's gonna happen?
You're gonna run
He
it
gonna
back.
chase that high. He's
Yeah.
gonna chase that high because for him, and if he hits, say he hits for anything, 700, 800, 900,000 or more, the rush and the high that he will have from that is unexplainable. You've had it
Yeah,
before. I've had it before. You know, people that have people that aren't gamblers if they do something like that. Like they make that kind of money. It's a high. What happens is you start chasing that high because you want to feel that again, and
no
now
doubt.
you think you're smarter than everybody else because you just picked a 10-team parlay. I know he's not going to listen to me, but I know he's going to watch this. It's not that easy, son. Unfortunately, you're at an age where, like your pop said, "Oh, I know, I get it all the time." That's how they are. They know everything. Man, I'm telling you, the best advice number 2: if you ever do pop a man, just quit. Don't play anymore. 'Cause that might be a downward spiral from there. I'm just being honest. You know that, man. That could. I'm telling you, man. That can him winning a large amount of money off of two, $3, $4, $5 can trigger something very detrimental in the future. I mean,
Here's the thing, though.
I'm just keeping it 100 with you because you're gonna start chasing. We chase our wins and we chase the losses. You do both. I'm telling you,
Yep.
the wins
Now,
is the high.
as a content creator in the space, right? As content creators in the space, right? We look at giving advice on a -110 game by game. But the
Mm-hmm.
people, Blaze, it's more people betting like this than it is
Mm-hmm.
betting -110
Mm-hmm.
on a week-to-week
Mm-hmm.
basis, trying to hit these wild parlays that really just make the sports book rich. But I agree.
It really
One
does.
of these games, he's gonna catch it. Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gonna catch it. He'll
gonna
catch
catch
it.
one of these. Yeah,
He'll
one of these
catch it.
one
He'll
like,
catch it.
it's gonna take a lot of $2 to get there. But here's the thing: I don't mind, people doing this style of betting, but Blaze, this is the problem. When you bet like this, when you go to the window or you go to the machine, have the bets ready. Don't be don't be like at the window, like, okay, let me get. They go to the window with these bets and start betting them right there. Start putting the ticket together right there. Come to the window with your ticket ready. When FanDuel first opened up in Jersey, Blaze, you'll be in line for hours. And
You
dudes,
gotta tell me.
22
I
years
told you the
old,
story that happened to me. I
you
told you the story
did,
that happened to me in West Virginia, up at Charlestown, about
you did.
4 years ago. Got up early in the morning, bruh. Got up about 8:30. Rolled out. I got to West Virginia at 10 minutes after 10. I walked in and I was like, God. I walking, dude was like, yo, bro, where you going? Line back there. I said, line back there? What the what? I said, what? So, bro, I stand in line. So now it's 12:45. Now I'm getting anxiety. Not getting anxiety of the fact that, oh man, I might miss out on this. But the fact that I've literally been standing in line for 2.5 hours. Game starts in 15 minutes. I'm just about there. What my anxiety came from is what you just said. People get in the window. They lean in the window. They start handicapping in the window. They want to have a conversation with the teller.
Ready, yes.
Have a conversation with the teller. It's almost like forget everybody else behind me. I'm up here now. Oh yeah, they laughing. So I remember that day a guy was like, "Hey, just get the fucking email from her or something. Exchange emails if you guys want to talk. We're trying to bet here. What are we doing?" It's like,
Thank you, son.
I get to the window. True story. And I don't even play around with my parents or dead people. I swear to you on both of my parents, may their soul rest in peace. I get to the window at 12:58. I start to call out my bet. Because in Charlestown, the bell goes off at 1 o'clock on the nose. It's no 101, 102. I'm calling out my bet and getting ready to say, and it's 1 o'clock, and all the bets were cut off. I didn't make one bet. I said, you know what? Not trying to get religious here, but the man upstairs trying to tell me something.
Huh.
How does that happen? How do you get at the gate? How do you get to the window like a minute and a half before and you don't get the bet in? He was trying to tell me something. Not the other people behind me. The people before me didn't even get it in. That was my last time ever going anywhere to, actually in person
Yeah.
to make a bet. Obviously, when you're in Vegas, it's different. Vegas is different because they got machines and, everybody moves fast, and it's also 4,000 hotels out there. So you're not having 60,000 people in one hotel or in one sports book You know what I'm saying? Trying to hurry up and get in line and bet. But
Yeah.
for Christmas, this Christmas just passed, I went to Vegas and I went to Caesars. I went to Caesars Sportsbook. Man, that was nice. Because, the games were on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
They were on that Saturday. Christmas is on a Sunday. Yeah, I remember because it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Caesars got a very nice sportsbook. They charge you like $100. They charge you $100, but you can sit there all day. They give you all these drink tickets.
Recliner chairs too, and the girls with the drinks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. They got the recliner chairs and the big screen. They give you 3 drink tickets off the top when you give you $100. They give you three drink. Now you have to pay for your food, but they give you 3 drink tickets. The catch is though, every time you can go up to the window and make a $5 bet. For every bet you make, they give you another drink ticket. Nice. I ended up with like 9 drink tickets and I used them all. I was plastered. I fell asleep in my Uber back to my hotel because I stayed in the MGM Grand. That's how plastered I was.
Yeah.
From all them drinks. And they know that. That's why they be feeding you them drink tickets. Yeah, here you go. Here go all the drink tickets you want.
So
the difference between the difference between Caesars and MGM, as far as drink tickets, they give you rail drinks. Caesars give you whatever you want, and that's why everybody there was losing because they Hennessy and all that. Yeah, that shit was crazy, son.
No doubt.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, moving along though.
So where he's betting at, right? Because my son don't leave his neighborhood, live in Columbia Heights, right? So they got a spot called Lou's Bar, and what they do is they got the DC lottery machines in there.
Right.
First of all, anytime you're the lottery is always a horrible way to bet the lottery because
it's called Gambit DC. That's what he bets on. Gambit.
Yeah, so they got the machine. I tell them even when you go to the window, right? Even when you go to the machine, they don't have a window in there. Even when you go to the machine, have your bets ready because people trying to get in and out, and they ain't got time for you to wait to make the parlays there. Now, what we have down here, right? Now, obviously, betting is not legal in South Carolina. But, they do got these little parlay cards right here.
Sure.
This right here is the biggest scam. This is a Ponzi scheme. Because there's first of all, if a push is a loss on this, and there's no half points. So you can't bet plus 7.5. Like I had Washington plus 7 on this. That's a loss. But they never give you a half point on this. And the totals and this, like for example, this ticket right here is from a couple weeks ago. Both teams are the favorite. So right. Both teams are -3.
But those were the same tickets that they had when we used to see each other at Dover. It's the same thing. Those are the same parlay.
A little bit different. This right here in Dover, you could bet a half a point. This right here don't have no hook. Every point is a straight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see shit. In Dover. In Dover, everything is a half a point. There is no
exactly.
Even everything because they don't do pushes in Dover.
They don't want you to push. This thing right here, a push is a loss.
Wow. Yeah, that is a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme, but like a dummy, I take my $20 up there every Friday.
Yeah.
All right. So, couple of things I want to get into. I meant to ask you this before we got on, but we talking now. Did you see this Joe Smith thing? His wife got an OnlyFans. Son, Blaze, that had looked like a skit to me. Please, Jesus, let that be a skit and not real life.
Well, they had they got married. When they got married, it was on they had a reality TV show.
I did not know that.
When they actually got married. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that till yesterday, till the story came out. I just started reading more about it. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Because like I said, nowadays, you don't know what's staged and what's not, man. Because like I said, everything is about clicks, views, and a check. So I was reading about it, and they actually got married. They had their own little reality TV show. I forgot. I don't remember what network it was on.
Yeah.
But that's how they got married. So I mean, what do you expect? And then you heard what he said to her. That should have told him everything. She was like, one of them made a reference to, or was it her? She was like, you knew what I was doing before we got married.
Bingo.
Man, if you don't take your James Harden ass on somewhere and marry these strippers or you know what I'm saying? Whatever they are, that's crazy, son. Like she told him that. And once she said that, I'm like, wow, what a dumb. And he was like, so what? He was like, so what? It don't matter.
I felt bad because, like, why would you embarrass this man in public like that? Like, why are you recording his response?
While you record, I
And then
know.
that's what made me think, okay, this is probably
Made me
scripted.
think
But Son's face
maybe.
did not look like it was a game, son. And he's a DC cat, right? Joe Smith?
Yeah.
I wouldn't play with him.
Huh?
I wouldn't play with him, but I guess Shorty already know what's good. You know what I'm saying? Because
Man,
if that was not script, that was a bad look, son.
That's a bad look. It's viral everywhere too. It's viral. It's viral everywhere. But that's what these dudes get, man. You know, be trying to make these hoes a housewife, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just saying though. Like she told you, you knew what I did. You knew what I was doing before we got married, which means she probably was a stripper if she got an OnlyFans page, right? So you went into the club, you saw a stripper you like, and you married her. What do you expect? That's all I'm saying.
No doubt. First college, I thought this came out last night. My bad. But first college football playoff ranking debuts tonight, Tuesday night. Michigan, Georgia, Florida State, and then who else?
You'll probably frown at this, but I'm gonna tell you who I like, and they probably won't be fourth because they lost to Washington. I love Oregon. You know how I feel about Oregon. I picked them last week to cover that against a what?
That was a good one. And
I love Oregon.
Utah doesn't lose at home, and they went in there and they made easy work of them.
Demolished them. Oregon should have beat Washington, but Dan Lanning, he got cute, and he even admitted it after the game. He got cute, put that on him. He went for it on fourth down 3 times in the red zone and didn't get it. You kick those field goals, you win the game. But he admitted it though. You know what I'm saying? Oregon is balling this year, and they got a good defense, bro. If they play Washington again, I'm telling you, Oregon gonna get that ass. I'm just telling you.
There'll be a chance that's the Pac-12 championship. And
probably so.
I think a one-loss Pac-12 champion should get in. But then what do you do with Texas and Oklahoma?
Texas is a fraud. Texas is a fraud.
Said they got the best win this season. I disagree. I think
Texas is a fraud.
I think Florida State beating LSU was the best win of the season, but
Texas is a fraud. Texas is a fraud. Bro, they struggled with Houston, not this week, but the week before. They struggled with Houston. You understand what I'm saying? What's the name? Oklahoma took them to town. Yeah. You know, because Texas just knew they was going to win that game. That was a great game by Oklahoma. You understand what I'm saying? But nah, man, give me Oregon. Give me Oregon. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Texas is such a fraud, bro. Texas is a fraud.
I put a one-loss Pac-12 champion in, but to me, the key, right, is going to be what happens. Well, is that this weekend coming up or next weekend? I don't know what the bye situation is, but what happens in Alabama and LSU? I think the team that plays Georgia in the SEC championship game beats them. I don't think Georgia's an undefeated SEC champion this year.
Well, you know how I felt about Georgia the first 3 weeks, but unfortunately, you know, this is the sports world we live in. We're prisoners of the actual moment that happens. No, as much as I try not to be, because I really practice not trying to be a prisoner of the moment because I know how these things work. It all goes back to what I was telling you about when we predict the NFL before the season. Just real quick, trust me, I'm gonna keep my train of thought. But you remember at the beginning of the season, remember what I said about San Francisco? I was like, I think they take a step back, but then 3-0, you become a prisoner. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe I was wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I was right. I also said Brock Purdy wasn't what we thought he was, and now the last 3 games he started to show. But I said that before the season. But because we get hyped and we get caught up, they went 3-0. I came on the show and was like, you know what? I think I was wrong about San Francisco, but maybe I'm not. But anyway, I did lose my train of thought. What were we talking
about? To my college football playoff. Talking about
Yeah. The first 3 weeks, Georgia just didn't look good, man. But they also were trying to gel together. They lost a lot last year. A lot. They lost a lot. And although I was taking that into consideration, I was like, you know what, this ain't their year. Because they wouldn't get off to fast starts in games. Like the first 4 games, they were trailing a couple of games. And Vanderbilt was giving them a little trouble.
South Carolina had the lead.
South Carolina gave them, you know. But now, Georgia started to remind me of Alabama. You remember when every time we thought Alabama had a chance to get upset and we were like, yeah, they're going to do this to Alabama, they would punish their opponent. We thought Kentucky had a chance against Georgia. They crushed them. Crushed Georgia. Crushed Kentucky. We also thought, who was the other team we thought had a great chance against them? And they just,
Missouri.
who did they just play this weekend just passed?
They played Missouri.
Florida.
They played Missouri.
Florida.
Yeah,
they played Florida.
I knew Florida would beat them. You know what I'm saying?
But that line kept coming down.
Yeah,
that line kept coming.
That conference, that rivalry game. But this guy Billy Napier might be in over his head.
Probably so. You talking about for Florida?
Yeah, the head coach of Florida, he might be a little bit in over his head.
He probably in over his head, yeah.
Now, Blaze, we both used to work for, Sirius XM Radio, and
I work for both. Both.
You did. You worked for both. I interned for XM, and was a worker for Sirius XM.
Understood.
So coming up in that newsroom environment, you get a lot, especially in a radio station that kind of covered everything. You get to hear a lot of different things, and one of the things I think me and you both used to do this, and this is one of the most fascinating things in sports. If you're not familiar with it, is college football coaches have call-in radio shows where like a 50,
especially on XM,
a 53-year-old truck driver in Birmingham on a Tuesday night can call and give his opinion on the team to Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? Real life stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real talk.
So your man Dabo Swinney on his latest radio show, a caller called in, started right off by saying, what I heard kind of sounded like Tommy Bowden, but Tommy Bowden never made $11.5 million. So I was kind of wondering why are you, the head coach of a 4-4 team, who is basically hired friends and family to be coordinators, making
he went in.
But he went in.
He went in. He went in. He did.
Brave enough to come for the coach right there in his face.
Yeah, he sure did.
As he's talking, you can hear Dabo in the background, kind of like snickering and stuff like that. But then, Blaze, I'll let you take it from here. Dabo opened up on Son and went in on him and had some very good points. Go ahead.
Not only did Dabo go in, Dabo was speaking facts. Dabo was speaking numbers. He told the caller, he said, listen, we got 10 plus winnings. 10 plus win game seasons in the last 12 years.
11 straight double-digit win seasons.
11 straight double-digit seasons. And once Dabo put it like that, I kind of forgot. I started rocking with Dabo just off the break of that.
Dabo
totally forgot about that.
And he said, we've won 2 national championships in 7 years, right? Before I got here, Clemson hadn't won a national championship in 35 years.
35 years.
In the last decade, the only team with more wins than Clemson is Alabama and Georgia.
And he was absolutely correct. He was absolute, because Ohio State don't have any. They were getting beat by those teams. Yeah, they were losing to the Clemson, Georgia, and Alabama. The coveted Ohio State Buckeye. Ohio State can't say they have 2 in the last 7 years.
Nope.
Right? When's the last time Ohio State won a championship?
It's been a while.
Now I could be wrong. Is the last championship they won was with Maurice Claret over Miami on that horrible pass interference call? No, I'm just asking because I'm trying to remember.
Ezekiel Elliott was never a national champion, right?
I don't think so.
Right?
Damn, Ohio State.
Was Ohio State the team that beat Florida State when Jameis won the next year?
Yeah, Jameis won.
Oregon beat them the next year. That's who it was. Ohio State national championships. Let me Google.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the last one was with Maurice Claret.
How many Ohio State Buckeyes football team national championship history? All right, Ohio State national champion.
For some reason, I thought they.
Of course, it doesn't. Of course, it wouldn't just pull right up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they've won it in the college football playoff era.
I would just put in the Google. I would just put in the Google search Ohio State championships, and then it'll.
2000. So yeah, they did win it the year after.
So who did they beat
So
in 2014?
If Oregon beat Florida State, they must have beat Oregon.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, just put in 2014 national championship. It should tell you. It probably was Oregon. Is that when Chip Kelly was there?
I'm not sure who the coach was. – 2014 national championship football, BCS. So Florida, this is saying Florida State won, so it must have been 2015. So it must have been the 2014 season. 2015 was the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State Buckeyes at AT&T Stadium, Oregon. There you go.
You called it.
Yeah. Because Oregon beat Florida State. That must have been the first college football playoff. I think that was the first college football playoff. And I remember James had a bad game versus Oregon. So, yeah. So there you go right there. So you're right. And Dabo's done a better job than that. But here was the kicker out of everything Dabo said. When we won our 2 national championships, we beat the best of the best.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
As underdogs.
They did, bro.
As underdogs.
They did. That was that game against Alabama in 2017. Oh my God, with Deshaun Watson. That game was insane. You remember that game? They beat Alabama.
Yeah,
That was back like that game was probably one of that game there.
Hunter Renfrow.
Huh? Hunter Renfrow, bro. Let me tell you something. Still to this day, for me, just for me, a 53-year-old man, I don't know anything about Bear Bryant. I didn't watch those games. But for me, I'm just saying, for me, still to this day, best championship, obviously, was Texas against USC. I've still never seen anything like that before.
That's a little bit overrated to me. To me, that game.
No, sir.
Ohio State and Miami Blaze. That's the best college football. That's the best football game ever. Ohio State versus Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. That's the best football, not college football game. The best football game ever.
Bro, that Texas game and that USC game, that game from beginning to end. Something just even when USC was on the roll, something just kept saying, "Man, Vince Young gonna do it." But he single-handedly beat USC. USC was a powerhouse. They were
they may have been double-digit favorites in that game. They were double-digit favorites in that game.
No. They were favored by 8. Kickoff started, they were favored by 7. I'll never forget it. They were favored by 7 at kickoff. And I don't think that game was overrated. Because every time you thought Texas was dead to rights, man, here come Vince Young. Every single time. Michael Huff was the safety. You know what I'm saying? Great college safety. You know, he didn't really do much with the Raiders, but, man, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, but that Clemson, Alabama game in January 2017, son, man, that was back and forth, nip and tuck. That was a good game. That was because they went all the way to the end, man. All the way to the end. Deshaun Watson pulled it out.
But here's the thing, though, Blaze. He's got to do something, Dabo. I understand the accolades, but like Bill Parcells said, this is a what have you done for me lately business. And Clemson has Notre Dame on the schedule. They got to go to South Carolina. They still have to play I think they still got to play Miami.
Clemson in trouble this year.
Could not. They might miss the bowl. They might not make a bowl game. That sounds unbelievable, but it could happen. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Dabo has to get out that old school stuff. Dabo has to hop in that transfer portal.
He probably will. He may change up. You know, he may change up. You heard the caller. He said you arrogant. He said since that last episode, you become very arrogant.
Freaking years ago, you probably wasn't even around.
But you know what I like about that bump? You know what I like about that back and forth bump that they had? Both of them let each other talk. It wasn't a Stephen A. Smith thing where as soon as he disagrees with you, he talks over top of you and you cut. Like Dabo let him talk. He didn't interrupt him one time. And old boy let Dabo talk.
Yeah.
He didn't interrupt him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't interrupt him. But that was some good bump. That was some good bump right there.
Went back and forth with that one right there. Colorado jury, your thoughts. My thing is this: keep the main thing, leave the jury home. You're not there to play a football game, not for a fashion show.
Absolutely. Hey, absolutely. But at the end of the day, if it was legitimate and it wasn't, it wasn't some type of ploy, and if it was real, nah, bro, right is right and wrong is wrong, man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
An iconic venue like the Rose Bowl, there's cameras
I know, bro.
in there. Let's get to the bottom of it. It's an inside job.
And they probably will. They'll definitely, like I said, they're not going to expose everything to us during the investigation. That's why it's called an investigation. They're going to look back. They're obviously going to look back through cameras and so forth, whatever. So eventually it'll come out. I did feel bad for the youngest. I mean, I'm like you, leave the jury at home. This is a football game, not a fashion show. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is theirs. It is their jewelry, and it was stolen from them. So, hey, let's try to make that right. But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
James Harden was traded, and I don't give a shit.
So did you see him show up to the Philadelphia game the other day? The other night, did you see him show up with his yellow hoodie?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Oh, wow. He was on the bench with them. Like, he showed up to the game, had a yellow hoodie on. He's talking to P.J. Tucker as he's coming off the floor at the end of the game. They're laughing and having banter. So this morning, they were saying, yeah, this is what they were talking about. James Harden is such a savage. He came back to the team just to tell P.J. Tucker, man, we going to L.A. tomorrow.
Yo, James Harden.
I'm going to send you that.
Wow.
I'll send it to you. He's literally he's laughing. You would think nothing had ever happened to him. James Harden, he's just elated. Him and PJ Tucker, he talking to him. And of course, we always want to know, I wonder what he's saying. Well, now we know. Man, we going to LA, bro. You can stay with me. You can stay with me while we get down there, till you get on your feet. James Harden probably I already got a house down there. You know what I'm saying? You can just stay with me. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. James Harden is such a diva, bro. And Kevin Durant gets all this flack. And here we are. We just keep giving James Harden the fan. We just keep giving James Harden the pass.
You ever seen the video of the dude in Philadelphia getting his car booted, and he tell a dude that booting his car, "You're a sellout like Kevin Durant." And then Kevin Durant saw the video. Listen, Kevin Durant saw the video and said, "What I got to do with it?"
Why they be going on Kevin Durant, man? That's okay though, man. We're going to get into that before the year. Man, that's crazy, man. Dude, I mean, whatever, man. Whatever, man. And I'm going to tell you something. Again, I know we about to go Lakers, 7th AC this year. And I'm going to tell you something. Damn it. Man, the first person I hear during the season to say LeBron needs some more help, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to look for you and I'm going to punch you in the face. Nah, bro, I'm tired. Hey, Corey, I'm tired of that shit, bro. We can't keep doing this every year. You need more help. He's the one that comes out every summer with all these on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it and start talking about how good his team's gonna be. They're loaded. He has the founder of the LeBron James Narrative and Excuse Club, which is Brian Windhorst. He's the founder of the club.
Yeah.
Nick Wright is the CEO of the club. And Shannon Sharp is the president of the club.
Where's Auntie Shay Shay? I mean, Uncle Shay Shay, excuse me.
He's the president. Nick Wright is the CEO. And Brian Windhorst is the owner of the LeBron James Narrative Creator Excuse Makers. I'm telling you, if any three of them start that train this year about he needs more help, no. Because all three of you said this summer, they are loaded. I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it.
I agree with
I don't
you
want
on
to hear
that.
it. I don't want to hear it.
This Friday, and we can discuss it Friday if you want to, the in-season tournament starts. And I was looking at the groupings, right? And I see all right, so let me explain. So it's 3 groups in each conference.
Right? Well, I know about it, but what is it? And why? Listen, this is what I need you to do for me. What is it, and why are they having it?
All right, so they're having it. Start here. They're having it because the television ratings are down, and they want the players motivated to play 82 games. But $500,000 is not going to get it done. You're going to have to up the pot. So on Tuesdays and Fridays, it's going to be group play. So it's 3 groups in the East, 3 groups in the West. Tuesday nights and Friday nights are group play. They're going to have different courts and all of that plays. So this is the thing. Every group winner advances, and each conference gets 1 wild card, right? So the groups are set up 5 groups each, right? And they're kind of set up pretty evenly, you know what I mean? As far as, a top team in the group, then it plays down. I got a plus money winner, plus 550 group winner, the Indiana Pacers. I think the Pacers are a dangerous team in the Eastern Conference this year.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a top 6 team, like not playing tournament, not playing a top 6 team in the East. And Blaze, here's another thing. I might be crazy for saying this, but if it comes true later on this season, I want my props. The second best team in the Western Conference is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, you know how I am about them, but I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I like them though. Hey, I love Oklahoma.
You excited for
They got their head bust. They got their head bust wide open overnight by the champs. But I mean, it's a whole lot of teams gonna get their head bust wide open by the champ.
Yeah,
exactly. Denver mollywopped them, bro.
They're not ready for Denver yet. But here's the thing: if Denver,
right.
We said this. We told the truth about Denver. We said if they ever got Jokic, Murray, and MPJ healthy for a season, they'll win the chip. They won the chip with them healthy.
That's a good team, man. Wow, that's a good team.
Let's see if they can do it again. You know what I mean? But we got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's afternoon already. So, my man Blaze, Corey Parson.
Yes, sir. Peace.